Hey guys, what's up? This is Sean with SeanDalt.com, and I'm bringing you another video. And today I'm going to be showing you how to get earthy green natural tones in your photos. It's actually super simple, really easy to do in Lightroom. But before we get started, I do want to direct you to my website. I'm giving away a free portrait guide for improving your portraiture. It's like 25 pages of detailed information on, how to find models, equipment guide, finding the best locations and camera settings, and kind of everything across the board. I think it's really useful for you if you're an amateur photographer or if you're a professional as well. There's something in there to learn for everybody. With that said, why don't we get started, guys? So I have two images here. I have a portrait and I have a still life photo, and both of them are raw, not edited at all. So I'm going to show you how to kind of create more natural earthy green tones. So for this photo, you can see straight out of the camera, digital, the colors are bright, the colors are vivid. And while that's, great for some people, for my style and a lot of other people's style, that's not really what we're after. We kind of like those deeper, natural green tones, possibly something out of a film camera. It looks a little bit more cinematic, a little bit more artistic. So for this photo, the exposure is great. Everything is great. There's not a whole lot to do with the basic sliders here. If you do want a certain look, you can adjust the temperature if you want to make it more warm, if you want to make it more cool. Right now, I think it's a good balance between the two, so I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to go straight to the HSL, Hue, Saturation, and Luminance sliders. And this has so much power to give you your own unique style in Lightroom. And this is kind of where Lightroom shines, is in the color correction area. For this particular photo, if I want to make those greens nice and natural and earthy, it's actually very, very simple to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is, after I come down to the HSL, I'm going to mess with the hue. And the hue is actually adjusting the tone of the color, the actual color itself. I'm going to take that green slider, and you can see if I move it left, it gets more yellow. If I move it right, you get that deeper green, kind of a bluish green, aqua green. And I'm going to bring it just a little bit, maybe like 12, not a lot. But you can see how much that color's changed already. But now, if I want to make it, kind of a deeper vintage tone, I'm going to go into saturation. I'm going to bring that green down in saturation. And look at that change. Look how much deeper and darker that gets. I love this look. And this is very typical in any of my photos that have green. I do this on all of them because I think it looks so much better. You can see here before and after. Look how much more she pops as well. Very much more. In this particular photo, I love the color of her shirt, but I do want to change the hue a little bit more. So make it a little bit more orange. Cool. And then I want to go to the RGB slider, and I do this for all my photos too, just to give it a more vintage look. Bring this up, bring this corner down, and then I'll just flatten things out. You can bring a little bit more contrast in if you want to fine tune it, something like that. But now we have a faded image with these nice deep earthy greens. So now I'm going to go and add some film grain just to make it look a little bit more vintage. We'll try 40. Zoom in up close here. I love it. This is definitely my look here. So that's basically it for the green tones. Super easy. It's all just in the hue and the saturation sliders here, especially bringing that green saturation slider down 50, 60, 70. If you have a lot of light in your image, you might have to bring it down more. But in this situation, I think 50 is perfect. Moving on to the still life photo here. I just posted this on Instagram the other day. If you haven't seen my Instagram page, go check it out at Sean Dalt. This is where I post all of my still life photos. So for this photo, it's the same purpose here. You can see it's a bit darker though. We have a bit of a darker image. I underexposed it. I was exposing for the top of the latte here, which I didn't even nail the focus because I was shooting at 1.4, so the depth of field is really, really low. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the exposure a little bit, bring down the highlights. I'm going to bring it up to like 0.40. Bring down the highlights, bring up the shadows a little bit, just to flatten things out. There we go. We got a little bit more detail in the shadows there. And once again, bringing it down to the HSL sliders, going to hue, bringing up that green a little bit, not a whole lot. And then boom, taking it down, desaturating it. What this is gonna do is it's gonna, in my opinion, the greens are distracting. They're distracting from the cup and they just look a little bit too vivid. And this is just kind of bringing them more earthy, natural tones that I really like in my photos. You can see here, there's the before image, kind of dark, the greens are fairly vivid, and here's the after. The greens are nice and drained. I brighten the image up, but it's still nice and moody. For this image, I'm going to increase the clarity by 15, pull out some sharpness. We can do the same thing on the tone curve here if we want to, just a little bit. And then we can mess with exposure a little bit more just to fine tune it, but that's pretty much it for that earthy green tone. You can do similar things with other colors. So if you have a brown, say if this was really brown color, a little bit too brown, you can do the same thing. You can go to the HSL and you can click this and go ahead and click over the brown that you want to change the color for, the saturation. Click and hold and move up or down. So you can see here, if I go all the way up, look at all that brown, that orange, and those yellows. Now if I bring it down, boom, it almost looks black and white. For this particular image, the brown was already nice and deep, so I'm going to leave it there. But that's basically it, guys. It's super, super easy to get those earthy green tones, and I love them. They're super popular right now. So if you're going for that vintage look, or if you just want to put a little bit more focus on your model or your subject, try this out. It's really, really easy. You can also do this on Lightroom Mobile. You do have the HSL sliders on Lightroom Mobile, so if you don't have Lightroom on your laptop, go ahead and try that out. You can get some really amazing results. With that said, guys, go ahead and hit me up. Send me a message on Instagram or send me an email if you have any questions. I love hearing from you guys, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much.